Good evening, folks. Happy Tuesday. I'm Manny Vitale, host of My Fight Award, Manny Vitale's Wolfpack, and it is a absolutely another wonderful day here in good old Detroit, Michigan. And since I know it was supposed to be 7:30 showtime with myself and Ian Bick, but of course we're on Manny time, which is ish. So it's 7:42. But that's okay. But like I said, as was posted and the promos that we had was, as you saw, myself, Ian Bick, going live. So there you go. Where's Ian? Oh, well, that's thing. Okay. All right, let's try this again. All right, Ian, how you doing? Let's
Hi,
uh,
Ian.
let's see. Let's try this again.
The hormones have kicked in.
Okay, well, that didn't quite work. Well, let's see. You know what? I forgot to tell you guys. Slight change.
Surprise.
We are doing some things. We've got some stuff going on, and unfortunately, you guys are stuck with me tonight, and me alone as far as this camera time. But luckily, you've got Thing, you got OG, GA, BY, RN, blah blah blah, and Wonder Dog Susie is somewhere down here. She'll be chewing on my foot here in a little while. But as you guys know, when I let you know and when I post something as far as showtime, I follow through with it no matter what, because things do happen with our schedules, with life, with everything that's going on, and especially with with my guest Ian is a very busy man, and with doing these shows, man, things happen. I mean, you saw that last night with me in Boston. That was something that was supposed to have been set up a while ago. Things happen, and you know what? Sometimes you just gotta make do with what you have. So it was it was last minute. I reached out to Boston, and I'm like, brother, you want to go live? And he's like, when? Now. And you know what? The man that he is, we were live. And we had a hell of a time. It was a great show. I really appreciate Boston coming on. And like I said, that was just a tease of what myself and Boston 2% have in store for you guys. We do have some things coming up. And actually, we have a lot more than that coming up in the future as well. But let's get into what's going on with myself and Ian Bick. As you guys have known, we were lucky enough and we had a riot. We flew out to New York. It was July 4th, the 4th of July weekend. Flew out to New York, drove over to Connecticut in a brand new Mustang. God, that was cool. But and I was a guest on Ian's show, locked in with Ian Bick, and as you guys saw, he dropped it on, I believe it's the 20th of August, and very happy to say that it went very well. Getting some very good responses from it, from a lot of people. So much that we decided to take a leap of faith here, and after that show, and I've told the story, but not everyone obviously have seen it. We have new people popping in all the time. So again, what happened was, like I said, flew to New York, did the show, and prior to that, we chatted a few times on the phone, and I knew, sometimes you get these feelings, man, and when you get those feelings, and when just that first conversation, that first phone call, I knew something very positive was going to come out of it, even if it meant just the one show. I knew it was going to be a hell of a show, and it was. And what happened is we got there, jumped in the studio, threw on our headsets, the mics, and just let it rip, man. And we went for about an hour, 25, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. Hour, 45 minutes. And It was literally there was no big intro, there was nothing. We sat down, threw our gear on, and just started chatting. And we talked a few times, like I said, by phone, by text message. But the day of the actual show was the first time we met in person, and it was a great time. Ian, as you guys see in his work, is a professional. He's he hits on all levels. It doesn't matter who the guests are, what the topic is, what direction we got to take it in. Sometimes, as a host of a show, you never know, especially when you're going live. But that's one thing right off the bat that I just really, really enjoyed and had a lot of respect for him. And like I said, the show went and we hit on a lot of things, man. And afterwards, we cut and sat in the studio, took the headsets off, and just still sat in those chairs. We just sat there and just kind of looked at each other. And it was one of those, for a few minutes, we just kind of looked at each other and it was just like, yeah, yeah, that was good. That was something special, and we all get that. All of us who do shows. I'm not saying that I'm any different than anyone else, because I know that people who were in that same chair, people who are coming on my show and whose shows I've been on, when we get done doing these shows, we spend some time chatting off screen. And we talk about what we just did, the good, the bad, the ugly, how we think things went, what can we do different, and we all do that. And sometimes I've done shows where afterwards it was just like, man, I wish I could have done this, I wish I would have said that, or blah blah blah. That's just life. And so sure enough, after the show, like I said, it was one of those, we just kind of gave each other that nod. And it was like, okay, we got something here. And he was like, I'm telling you, man, this is going to be big. And sure enough, like I said, right now we're fortunate. We're over 32,000 views in what I think 12 days or something like that. So not bad, not bad, and a lot of good feedback. And so much so that when I got back, I didn't say anything to anyone, not even OG, nothing. I just had this feeling inside that this is something that really needs to be looked into. Because when you come up in this here, oh, it can be scary. I had a lot of fun, and because I have no idea what's going to happen most of the time, but I knew that there was something very special there, and just the interaction, the back and forth, the way we fed off each other, that there was something more. So I got a hold of him because he was like, you know what? He goes, I want to come to Detroit and I want to be on your show. I mean, this is before I left the studio. This was when we were actually doing the show as we just started talking. That's how quick the connection clicked. It was like within a few minutes of starting this thing, he's like, listen, man, I want to come out to Detroit. I want to be on your show, man. We'll see the city. We're going to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, hell yeah. Now that's a connection, man. When you can have somebody that's willing to fly to your place, to your town, get on your show and do all this, something's there. So afterwards, if I told OG, I said, listen, man, you know, I told her how I felt, and she said, yeah, her and his friend JC were in the green room watching, and they were both like, wow, that was something. That was intense. And so I called you in. We were talking about the show, and I said, listen, I got to talk to you about something. I really want you to think about it with an open mind. And I go, I don't want to just blur it out in different content. I want to get this in order and the right way. So I just wrote everything down. I go, I'm going to send you an email, and tell me what you think. And in the email, it basically talked about how I felt the show went, how I felt about him as a person, as a host, as just as a man, and everything, how everything went. And then from there, I said, the way that we fired back and forth off of each other and just built up a lot of different things, and just the comfort level in such a short time is something that's contagious, man. And if we can take that, with just him alone and his style, and then me with my style and combine them both together. I'm like, I knew that I just knew it. And that's what I told him, after about the idea about him and myself, co-hosting a show together, doing a show together. So that's what I said. I go, listen, man, I really think this is going to be something. And then afterwards, I was like, listen, I'm not even going to sugarcoat shit, because I said I never would. I said, I know that this is going to be big. And so I sent it off to him. And he was extremely busy. I think he was flying out of town. And he goes, I'll get back with you. It was like Thursday or Friday when I sent it, and I told him about what was up. He said he'd get back to me on Monday. And it was late in the day. He was got a lot of things on his plate. I had a lot on mine, and I didn't hear from him. And I was about to jump on, do a couple shows, and I was like, I wanted to hear something, yes or no. I wanted to hear something. So I jumped back to him, and I said, listen, I know you got a lot going on, but I'm about to do a couple shows, and I'm going to be tied up. But I really wanted to reach out and just know what you thought about it. Whether it was good, bad, or ugly, something that not a good idea at this time. It's just some feedback. And by not hearing anything, I was like, well, you know what? It's all cool. So I did say, listen, if you decide that this is not a good idea at this time, we're good as far as me and you. We'll still be doing our shows, our lives, which we talked about doing when I was in Connecticut. Still have you come to Detroit and hang here and do shows, remotes in Detroit. I go, that's not going to change. Well, I sent that off to him, and within minutes, he got back to me, and he goes, man, I've been swamped. He goes, but I'm all in. And man, you couldn't wipe the smile off my face. So there was a birth of what's about to take place with myself and Ian Bick. We've got a few things that we're uh, tossing around, and that's the thing with myself. As you guys know, I'll come on here and I'll look at OG. It's like, all right, what are we doing? As I'm sitting here looking into the camera, I look at her and she's like, oh, I'm like, okay. And next thing you know, an hour later, and we've got people involved. We're getting content, and we're discussing everything. 1 minute we're talking about recovery. Next minute we're talking about um, stool softeners in the same show within 5 minutes when I had my back surgery. Then we're talking about,
Hockey.
well, yeah, we're talking about, um, live birds being killed in the Olympics for skeet shooting. Then we're talking about, cats sleeping. It goes all over the place, but that's what makes it so cool. And it's real, and it's not sugar coated. And that's what, I'm bringing to the table. And, so what me and Ian are doing is we're going to be doing, like I said, a couple things. It's all we just kind of fly by the seat of our pants, and we're gonna make this work. That's the bottom line. And what we're going to be doing is this coming Monday, which is what is this coming Monday? The let's see, today's the 3rd.
Monday
Was that the 9th?
The 9th.
Monday the 9th, we are going to be going on live. Myself and Ian Bick will be going on live, and kind of going to leave a little mystery on what we're doing, because I want you guys to tune in and see, because we've got a few things going on. One is, when we talked about doing this, one thing that was important to him and myself too was, uh, like you said, if we're going to be doing this stuff, it needs to be in person, which you talk about, building up the intensity level. Now, I mean, what a great freaking idea. You're going to get one-on-one. Now you're going to have two in there. You're going to have three people. And it just opens it up for one hell of a story, one hell of a show, because you're going to be getting three different perspectives, all firing at each other at one time. So that part's still, in the makings, as far as who, where, what, when, and all that. But also is now going live. And that's one thing, as you guys see on his show, Locked In with Ian Bick, that, he is doing these lives now. And you could, I mean, he's doing what, 4 or 5 a week. And so now, not only is he going to be doing that, but him and myself are going to be coming on. And like I said, it will be this coming Monday, the 9th at 7:30, 7:30 Eastern. I believe he's in the same time zone and all that.
Yep.
And we will be discussing a lot of things from now up until then. So please check it out because, like I said, we've got a lot of surprises that we're going to be springing, and there's such big surprises. I don't even know what they are.
Wow.
So I mean, it's going to be, you know him. It's not going to be half-assed. You know me, and it's going to be very intense. And I am very, very honored that he is putting faith in me to do this, and it means a lot to me. So, as you guys know, I give it my all, just like all of you guys do. That's one thing about us. We don't do anything half-ass, and if we do, we see what the results are. So that's why I say all the time, why go into something thinking I want to be the best average person doing this? I want to just do so and so. No, man, you want to surround yourself with the best. That's why all of us in these different recovery groups, these families, these organizations, we pick and choose which ones we want to be with because we're all family. But family just because you're family doesn't mean you're all sunshine and roses. And you pick and choose where you feel more comfortable. It might not be with My Fight or War. You might feel more comfortable locked in with Ian Bick. You might feel more locked in with Hard Knocks, Defying Blacklist, Sober's Cool. I mean, all these other ones. You find your place, and it doesn't mean you don't like the other ones. It just means that your comfort level's a little more over here. And it means I'm going to watch this, and then after this, I'm going to go over here and be part of this show, and I'm going to be part of this podcast. And it's just the options are endless. And by doing that, as OG always says, it's a win-win.
Love that.
So that's what me and that's what we are doing. So, like I said, please join us. I will be putting a promo out to remind mainly myself. It's like, when are we doing this? What time? And just like when I had Kate on from FAM, I was like, okay, when's your next meeting? And she's like, you're the guest speaker, Manny. I was like, hey, so when?
Just testing you.
So I will be posting a promo, but it will be Monday, September 9th at 7:30 p.m. And we will have a lot of things worked out by then as far as that show we're going to be doing, and as well as all the upcoming events that we're going to be doing as well. So as I can say is, please, you don't want to miss this because it's going to be cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to hit on so many different levels and so many different the intensity of the emotions that are going to be flying are going to be out of this world. You're going to be sitting there, it's going to be one of those like, holy shit, did I just see that? And I promise you that because that's what we're going to bring to the table. It's going to be everything that we have. And when you do that, you're not going to fail. And you guys see what Ian brings to the table. He is not going to fail. And, hopefully you see by what I do and the effort I put into it, I refuse to fail. And that's why we are all part of this amazing family that we are, because we won't fail. So now that we got that, all straightened out again. When is it? Monday.
The 9th of September
At
7:30 p.m.
Oh shoot, I forgot about this.
Oh,
7:30 p.m. Yeah, I want to drive this intensity this time right into you guys so you guys know what's going on and you're excited about it. So, OG, what time is it?
7:30 p.m.
7:30. This Monday, 7:30. Let's say this again. People join My Fight or War. Join Locked In with Ian Bick. Join Manny Vitale and Ian Bick at 7:30, September the 9th.
There's actually a trick for people to listen to you. You get softer in your voice, and they have to pay more attention. But I guess maybe it's not good for TV or live podcast.
Well, we went from 0 people to 0 people.
No, we got two people. Jared's there and Trisha's there. Hi, Jared. Hi,
See,
Trisha.
they're not. No one's showing up here. I've
Oh,
got
yeah.
no one showing up
No,
here on.
there's like, no, there's more than that.
Yeah. So again, we brought this up before on the show, and actually, it was Jared. Hey, Jared, how you doing? I'm sorry, I didn't. There's you just popped up. It literally, as soon as I
Yeah,
said
he's
that,
been there for a bit.
it just popped up. So Jared and anyone else,
Trisha.
Trisha, it just popped up. It's like using the force,
Mm-hmm.
But
Spoke their
seriously,
name, they
man,
show up.
Jared, I mean, you were on with me that time, me, you, and Brianna and OG. We were sitting there like, hey, man, there's no one here. And then also I was like, bing, bing, and Sheila that time.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, man, she had questions and we weren't responding. And she was like, man, you guys didn't respond to me. It was like, well, we didn't see you. So I still don't know what the hell's going on with that. But now that I know that there's some people there, and OG didn't put you to sleep with her rendition of Pillow Talk. And our next song was out to you lovers. And, take her by the hand and go to sleep. And oh my God, wake the hell up. Get up. Days. All right. Now I have to call Boston.
Oh,
Man, he'll fire us up, man. My man,
intense.
my brother, Jared. I mean, Jared, you saw a little bit of that. Me and Boston, I talked to him a little bit before. I hope you guys got to see that, man. Boston 2% jumped on with me last night. And it was one of those things. Me and him have been going back and forth for the last month or so. And we made contact, started chatting with each other. And he's like, listen, dude, I want to be on. And I go, I want you on. And one thing led to another, and now his life-changing events, moving, which we are going to, myself and Boston got something going on, which we will be announcing very soon. Probably, I can't remember. Boston, if you're watching, chime in here, help me out, man. But we are going to be doing some things together. And we are going to be doing them live, and we are going to be doing them on the road with Boston 2%. So you don't want to miss this either. So it's going to be very busy. I cannot wait. I am so excited about this. When we were thinking about doing this with Ian, it was first thought that it was going to be maybe once or twice a month. Doing some flying here, back there, lining up guests in person, doing all that. And it just goes to show you the amazing things that happen in life when they're meant to be. And, when you put things in motion that are supposed to be in motion, you can't stop it, and it won't be stopped. And here, things were getting a little rocky as far as some of the things that we were discussing, just because of being so busy. We weren't able to, communicate and get things going the way we wanted. And like I said, I just wasn't sure. And it went from being not sure to once twice a month to now, as long as things go the way that myself and Ian plan, we're looking at, once a week. So again, this is, just a small sample of what you're going to see on Monday the 9th at 7:30 with myself and Ian. And, just the one of many, and it is going to be amazing. And then jumping off that, ledge, jumping on with 2%. And whoo, like I said, man, hold on, because I found myself, I've had no problem with my intensity level, as people know. I mean, I'll take it up there with the best of them. And that boy takes it up there with the best of anyone. And we were kind of firing back and forth a little bit, and we were kind of feeding off each other. And it was like this kind of, almost like this battle royal, man. It's like, my turn, his turn, my turn, his turn. And we just had a riot. And we were sitting there talking, and he goes, "Dad," he goes, "Man," he goes, "that was great." He goes, "Man, this is the best time I had." He was just himself, down to earth, like he always is. He was just a great guy. And this was by no means the last. I mean, that was not his story, at all. This was just his story, moving from where he is now to Alabama, and how and why and what and where. And when we were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, listen, man, people are asking, and I go, you're more than welcome on my platform anytime you want. And yesterday was meant to be, and he said the same thing. And it was another Ian Bick moment, because afterwards, or before we went on, we talked for about 10-15 minutes just in the green room, just sitting there talking and chit chatting about stuff. Again, that was the first time, and it wasn't obviously physically meeting in person, but besides texting and messenger, that was the first time we got to sit, look at each other, chit chat, hearing each other's voices, building off that intensity. So we were both laughing our ass off before we went live. And we're like, screw this. I'm just hitting live, man. This is good material we're wasting. And he's like, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And I just hit live and off we went. And because of certain things, it was only supposed to be about 25 minutes to a half hour. And next thing you know, an hour later, we're still on a roll and weren't even close to where we were supposed to be as far as information. So, Trisha, you were there. Thank you. And like I said, Jared, man, my brother, thank you for everything. And this journey, which I began on January the 9th of 2023. Didn't know where it was going to take me. I had no clue that it would be where we're at now and where we are about to go. I remember telling OG when she became part of my fighter war, and then when she became my admin, say, well, what do we do? What's my responsibilities? And I just started shooting stuff at her, like, everything, shows, appointments, times, guests. Then I'm like, listen, I love what I'm doing. I love these shows, and who knows where it's going to take us. And then you look at other people's, their formats, and you look at their platforms, and these people that they're all over the place. So I told her, I said, you know what? Right now we're going to be doing shows, and you're going to be booking flights and hotel rooms and cars, and out of state. And and I remember telling her, we're going to be booking shows. You're going to have to get a flight to New York to book the Today Show. Just kind of laugh around, joking around a little bit. Lo and behold, the first place that she had to call and book a flight to was New York. So if you talk about things happening for a reason, and so this journey is just beginning, and I am so excited about it. And so yeah, it's intense, it's fun, it's passion. As Jared, me and you discussed when you and Brianna were here. You could sit here and talk all you want, and people watching aren't stupid. There's Lori. How you doing, Lori? I tell you what, I was just filling people in about last night's show with uh, me and the one and only Boston 2%, and how just incredible it went. Lori was there. Lori watched it, and that me and her started talking, and now we are in the process of lining things up to have Lori come on as a guest. And I know, Lori, we were talking about, man, I don't know what's going on here. I got but stuff going on. I'm looking at it. It looks like my eyes, closing over. But Lori, we were talking about not only having you on the show as well, but you got some stuff going on in Alabama that we're looking forward to flying out and hopefully doing some work with you as well. So welcome to the family, man. So thank you, Lori. But yeah, she got roped into that madness too. It was like 2% on a roll, and and Trisha as well. And of course, Jared is, as always, the brother and the broster with Jared Blaney and Jared Blaine, and with Brianna, Define Blacklist, and then of course Jared with his music. I mean, you can't get a better group of people. And then not only that, but these, the ones that you meet, a lot of them become more than friends; they become family. And that's like with Jared and Brianna. I mean, hell, you know, brother and broster. So, um, again, there. Hello, everyone, from
Mhm.
Lori,
Yeah.
and I'll give it back to you, Lori. Hello, Lori.
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to have your hands full here in a short time with our man Boston. So that's
Get some
going to be a good
rest.
time. And I'm definitely looking forward to. I can't remember the dates. I know we've got plenty of time, but I know you said about getting together. Hey, y'all in the south. I know you said something about getting together because to tell my story, but I can't remember. You got Boston? Get him on here. You got June 7th. That's the event that's in Alabama, and but I know you said something about you wanted me to tell my story. Is that on that event or is that before that event? We got so much going on
Yeah.
right now with different people,
Message
different guests,
afterwards.
different times,
Mm-hmm.
and I know we've been messaging, and then Kat from Sober Patrol had, I believe it's Tanya, got a hold of me, and she's is also going to be jumping on board. So there's so many different things that are happening right now. And then I forgot Dylan. Dylan contacted us. I talked to Dylan and from High Sobriety. And when am I going on? I'm going on High Sobriety with Dylan and Alicia. And then they are both coming on with me. And what we're trying to work out is something because Dylan was talking about coming on with myself and Ian, and that's another thing we're working out because right now, as far as guests, um, we're still doing
High sobriety is Sunday, October 13th.
High Sobriety is Sunday,
October 13th.
October 13th. That'll be with Dylan and Alicia from High Sobriety. So definitely looking forward to that. And so we're still working out the details as far as where we're going to be doing the shows for in person with the guests. So once we get that ironed out, you know, we'll be posting it everywhere for everyone to know.
Mm-hmm.
What have we got, Lori? I am opening my home until he gets established. I would love to speak at the rally, Lori. Absolutely love to. And I know that Boston, hearing his story and seeing the excitement in that man's eyes, and yesterday, just like I told him, I said, Boston, you light up the room. I mean, you really do. I mean, you just light up the room when with your enthusiasm and your motivation and just the love that he brings, and it's intense, man. And one thing I like is it's not bullshit. It's not sugar coated. We're going to talk about things in this manner, not to offend anybody. And believe me, I'm not here to offend anybody, but I'm not here to kiss anyone's ass either. And I'm not here to be something I'm not and try to make something sound better or not as bad or evil as it is. That's just not life, man. And that's not what we're all about. We're gonna be talking about addiction. Addiction is ugly and evil and mean, and we attack that by being just as ugly and evil and mean in a positive manner. And I'm opening. Oh, I just read that. So, you got people like Boston, heading that army, and look out. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But Lori, I know we got to get you. We'll hook up on Messenger again to see when you want to come on our show as well.
I'm trying to write all these things down because you got a lot of things going on.
I told you were going to be
I know.
busy. Hey, you said hi.
I said, yes, I
That
did.
was one of the things that every time we start getting busier now, and she's like doing all these little extra things. I'm like, hey, you said hi. You're the one that said hi. So, I warned you because, like I said earlier, myself and Jared, when he was nice enough to come, he came to Detroit because he was invited to a red carpet by Larry Bagley, and who he had on their show, and made time to come to my home and use a studio so I could be a guest on their show. They didn't have to do that. They've been driving their ass off, but it just shows you the kind of people that Jared and Brianna are.
Mhm.
And
The best.
after we got done talking after the show, that's what I mean. There's so much talking that goes on before the camera, before you go live, and then afterwards is when you get a lot of information as well. Because when you're doing the show, you're hitting on different topics, and then you're going in different directions. But before you go on and after it's over is when you can connect on so many different levels. And that's actually what happened with me and Jared and me and Ian Bick and everything, because we started talking about different paths that we wanted to go on. And Jared nailed it when he said it can't be just bullshit, man. It's got to be a passion. And as soon as he said that to me, I was like, oh, it's definitely my passion, man. And I'll never forget that day, because it kind of sparked that fire in me again. That was I was on this like plateau, and it was bothering me a bit, because I didn't like, you know, I didn't like the intensity that I was not at anymore. And I wanted to be a lot more than I was. And I was searching, but the thing is, I was searching for something that wasn't there, because I wasn't being, authentic in myself. I was trying to reach for different things, and it was going in the wrong direction. So that's when I had to kind of sit back and say, you know what, I'm not just going to put shit out there just to put it out there. And so I didn't do anything for 4 months. There was nothing.
Alone.
And because I refuse to do that, man. For one, people that are part of my Fight Our War and people who are looking for support and help and recovery deserve better than that. So, like I said, I'm not about to put crap out there just to try to get followers. That just ain't going to happen. And I didn't do it. And, but after that little talk, and you get that motivation sometimes, and I've said it many times, man, it just be that person, and what you have to say and your words could help motivate somebody so much. So don't ever think that your words don't count, and your words aren't important, because they are. People listen, and just because you may not be hitting the target that you're shooting for doesn't mean that you just didn't hit somebody else. And it goes a long way. And it's a trickle effect, because now they're going to say, hey, you know what, I saw this show with so and so on, and they were talking about this, and no one else talked about that before, so I'm not the only one. Because addiction does that to to people, man, where it makes you think you're alone. And we're not, man. We are a family, and I've said it many times. We are a family of warriors who do not take shit, man. We don't give up, and we never quit. And my dad died at age 20. Lori, I'm sorry to hear that. Lori just said that her dad passed away at 27 from addiction. So that's the thing, man. It doesn't care who it attacks, who it kills, it doesn't matter. Black, white, man, woman, rich, poor, it doesn't matter. So we have to attack it with that same fierce, energy. I had people ask me when I first started this, they're like, my Fight Our War, it sounds very, like intense. And I'm like, well, it is. Addiction is intense. Addiction is evil. Addiction is ugly. And the only way to attack that is to fight. And you're not going to go in there and just kind of give a little tweak of the nose, a little slap. No, man, we're going to punch it right in the face. We're going to do whatever we can. We're going to get down and dirty and bloody and do whatever it takes to stick together as a family and win and beat this, and not let more of our brothers and sisters, family and loved ones die. We're better than that. We're stronger than that. And, you get these groups and families together, Lori, you know what I'm talking about, Jared, Trisha, all of you guys, we all know exactly what we're talking about here, because we're all part of it. We understand the evil emptiness that it can cause. But for us blessed, that are blessed with still being here, we also know that amazing feeling of recovery. And the first thing we do is we reach out to help others. And, it doesn't get any better than that. But other than that, let's see. My 10-minute little update has taken us 40 minutes. So,
Tomorrow?
oh yeah, I forgot.
You forgot.
Yeah, well, I'll bring that. I'll talk about it tomorrow, because we'll do the before and after. I have an appointment tomorrow morning, early in the morning, and
What time?
I have to be there at 5:45 tomorrow morning at this
Place?
location, and I'll probably be there 2 hours or so ish, and I will give an update when I am home from this location with an update of what's going on. But you know what? It is what it is, and I forgot about it actually. So and you'll understand tomorrow when I come on why she's laughing at me because of what I have to have done tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you know, thank you, Lori. And you know what? Not just for tomorrow,
From every day.
for
please.
every day. Because this shit isn't just for tomorrow. There's times she'll just be looking at me off camera, and she's like, and I'm like, ah. And she's like, don't forget you're having major back surgery tomorrow morning. I am? Okay. Well,
That's not tomorrow.
oh, that's not. Oh, that's right. I already had that. Yeah. But yeah, so it's just stuff like that. It's just like, see, that's why you have someone, an admin who can keep your schedule in order. But I'm definitely looking forward to talking to you, Lori, about what you're doing in Alabama. I know we touched on a little bit with 2% last night, and I was checking it out. Some of the stuff just from what I saw from him, and then your page as well. And man, I mean, I can't wait, and I'm looking forward to learning more about it from you. So please hit me up on Messenger. Tonight, tomorrow, whenever you can. And I know we were discussing stuff as far as coming on, but throw out some dates when we could do that as well, and we'll go from there. But what else am I forgetting? Anything else?
No, that's fine.
Let's see. Let's
no,
get some.
No, that's junk.
Oh,
That's
where's
scratch
okay? I
paper.
got.
It's all here, and you'll see them when the bent pages are the ones that are okay to talk about.
Oh, okay. Because we've
Because
got
some of them
very
you did.
important announcements that I also want to jump on here that I've been
Okay.
given, which I have no idea what they are. So this should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Sometimes the answer is on the next page, though.
Uh, the what?
What?
The
Huh?
what voice for? Okay, what? Where's another one?
Just look on the bent corners. Okay.
George Washington was a major whiskey distiller.
Yep. On the next page.
Next
It gives you an
page.
example.
Our nation's first president did try his hand at whiskey making. After leaving the presidency in 1797, the founding fathers spent some of his retirement planting rye around his Mount Vernon estate and soon had a full-blown distillery underway, producing 11,000 gallons of unaged whiskey in 1799.
Just a time for a recovery group.
And this is what OG gives me. Yeah, let's talk about distilling whiskey. Well, actually, what we just switched over to Manny Vitale's Wolfpack. Way to go, OG. Let's see. Okay, you said you had pages bent for the ones that I could talk about.
Right.
So let's go to the ones that are bent. So are the probably ones that
No, you don't want to do the unbent ones because some of them you've already done. They're repeats.
Where's the
Where's the what? Bent. That's not bent.
no, okay.
Dead air. Talk.
I am talking. And what talk? Okay, well, I could have you come on and put him to sleep with your. Why don't you give an update on when we're coming out with me and Bick again with your pillow talk? Again, Manny and Ian Bick will be live on Monday, September.
January?
Yeah,
No.
just January.
Oh, that was the beginning of your journey. That's I wrote that down.
Did I say how the admin has to be up to date and very organized? Yeah.
I wasn't planning
Okay.
on going live tonight, but okay.
Yeah, I didn't plan on it
Monday,
either.
September 9th, 7:30 p.m.
This is important. The inventor of M&Ms was allergic to peanuts.
Poor baby.
The dot over the lowercase I is called a tittle. Spicy food can cut down on fat intake. See, I'm on a roll now.
I know, but there's some of them
This
you
is
don't really want to talk about. Some of them are good.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because here's the one where it says women's tears reduce men's testosterone levels, and I took that in a few directions that I don't think I want to go back to.
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna pass this one
I
too.
told you.
Well, let's
Find
see.
the next bent page or a circle. What was it?
Women's breasts have gotten bigger over time. What? You could grow extra nipples.
Give it back to me. Let me find something you can actually talk about in public.
Well, you heard it here first. Women's breasts are getting bigger, and you can grow extra nipples.
Oh, Cookie Monster has a real first name. Not just Cookie Monster's name is Sid.
Does he have extra nipples?
No, but he's got lots of cookies.
And with lots of cookies come extra nipples. So you know what?
One leads to the other.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, right now, Lori is like, did I mention I'm praying for you? Yeah. Lori, please keep praying. Yeah, because we have no idea where this is gonna go. And but you know what, with this too, this with the 2 pages with My Fighter War, Manny Vitale's Wolfpack is because that's one thing that we want to hit on because with the 2 separate shows, it's for a reason. With the Wolfpack, or with My Fighter War, it's very, very serious as addiction is. And I do not take it lightly. And we're all about recovery and motivation and support and love and everything that goes along with it. Um, but you know what? There's life with after recovery, man. And this is when I speak of a lot of this stuff, I'm speaking for myself. I am not telling anyone what to do and not to do, because I've had people when I'm talking about silly ass shit like this, people are like, well, you should be talking about this program. You should be talking about different ways to stay sober. You should be talking about this. And yeah, that's all we do talk about on My Fighter War. And we talk about it with a lot of intensity and love and compassion. But what's the use of being sober if you're not living life? And if that means being silly as shit, then you know what? That's your choice. Me, I choose to be just as crazy and outrageous as I was when I was shit faced. Because even before that, before the drinking and drugs came into place, I was just as crazy then. So you know what? It's just that's my opinion. Is like I said, I've been very blessed. For those who say I'm not taking this seriously, you know,
Yeah.
when you have a doctor come into your room and wake you up and notify you that you have less than 6 weeks to live, well, I tell you what, I do take it seriously, and I also take it very seriously every day that I'm blessed with being alive. Because for 7 days I laid in that bed when the doctor said, Manny, there's nothing we can do for you. Your pancreas, kidneys, and liver have completely shut down. They're not functioning. Hospice is here to take over your care. That I laid there for 7 days waiting to die. I didn't know if I closed my eyes to go to sleep. I didn't know if I was going to open them, and I had to live with that every single day until the 7th day when the doctors came in and said, we are sending you home, but not to die, but to live. And the reason we kept you was because we kept doing your blood work, and there was fluctuation in your numbers for your kidneys, pancreas, and liver, which are shut down. They're not working. When that happens, and when hospice takes over your care, and when you notify your family to come in and you say your goodbyes the way I had to do, the only thing after that is to die. And as you can see, I'm not dead. I'm still here. And
alive and well.
Well, I'm alive. I don't know about well.
Okay, alive and well.
And so for those that don't think I take it seriously, try imagining what it's like to be woken up one morning and being told that you're going to be dead in less than 6 weeks. And then, knowing that you may not open your eyes. And then I found out actually after that is when the doctors told me they didn't expect me to make it 48 hours. They said they told me the 6 weeks to try to give me enough fight to have my family be able to make it in to say goodbye to my family. So yes, I do take this seriously, but I also take living life to the fullest seriously. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I say what I say. I'm not saying agree with me and don't agree with me. As another saying is, controversy is a beautiful thing because controversy brings about conversation. And in the past, it used to be started with punches and stuff like that, and arguments and anger. And now that controversy is conversation, thoughts, ideas, input, and you take it in a whole new direction. And the thing is, even after that, you still may not feel any different, but there might be a few little things that, like, you know what, I still don't agree with you, but you know what, I never thought about it in this point of view. So you know what, maybe you didn't meet in the middle, but you met somewhere and on some things. So
And didn't throw a punch.
yet, but anyways, I think we're gonna call it a night here before God knows what's gonna be said. And let's see, wait, what's this paper say?
I don't know.
Let's see. Domestic cats are usually considered to be quite small. Well, whatever. Isaac Newton invented the cat door. Oh, Isaac Newton invented the cat door. Who knew? What's this? The oldest?
Okay, that one.
Oh, what's that?
The first hot air balloon ride contained a sheep, a duck, and a rooster. They tested it out.
Sounds like the start of a bad joke.
Exactly.
Sheep,
At the
a
end of
duck,
the
and a rooster.
1700s, they were placed in a cage suspended beneath the balloon, and after 8 minutes, ended up landing about 2 miles from where they took off. But all were alive and well.
So, Lori, you still want me to come out to Alabama? Yep, me in Boston, baby. But all right, man. Well, listen, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna probably need to get some sleep tonight after what I have to go through tomorrow morning. I will be coming on live probably. Let's see, we got to be there at 5:45. 6, 7, 8. I'll probably come on sometime afternoon and share the lovely event that I am going to be part of tomorrow morning. So, you guys, thank you, Lori. Thank you, Jared and Trish, and anyone else? No, no one's like, I ain't admitting to this. Even Boston's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna, pass on this Manny thing.
He gave up all his energy. Yesterday.
Yeah, all the energy was exhausted last night. But like I said, I just wanted to get some things out there because tonight it was supposed to be myself and Ian talking about what we got going on, and with the changes in what we are doing and what our plans are. I don't ever want to throw dates and times out there that I say I'm going to be on and not do it. I think I don't want to disrespect anyone that way, and so at least to explain why. And that's just it.
Besides, you love it.
Yeah. Besides, I could sit here and talk about, women's breasts are getting bigger these days, and we can grow extra nipples. So you all can sleep well tonight now, and thank you, OG, for handing me that paper. Appreciate it.
Okay.
So until then, you guys have a great day. We will be hooking up tomorrow, and I'll fill you in on the lovely time that I had tomorrow, or that I will be having tomorrow morning. Thing says goodbye, and I guess, huh?
That's enough.
And that's enough. Until then, until then, this is OG.
Have a good night's rest.
Have a good night.